Grammar lesson on verbs. The main word in the predicate of a sentence is called a verb. Most verbs tell what the subject of the sentence does. Remember last week we talked about verbs. We went over some sentences. Number 1, Petey ran to Chris. Ran is the verb. Number 2, Chris patted him on the head. Patted is the verb. And then we worked on these together. Number 3, Petey ran with Chris to the river. Ran is the main verb. Number 4, she and her pet played in the water. Played is the verb. 5, Chris spotted a snapping turtle. Spotted is the verb. And 6, Petey chased after it. Chased is the main verb. We also learned about main verbs and helping verbs. The verb in a sentence can be made up of 2 or more words, and we call that a verb phrase. A sentence's main verb tells what is happening in a sentence. So there were a couple of sentences that we went over together. Number 1, Petey has barked at that cat before. Has barked is the verb phrase, but barked is the main verb. Number 2, he has been barking all morning. Has been barking is the verb phrase, and barking is the main verb. 3, Petey will follow Chris to the store. Will follow is a verb phrase, and the main verb is follow, so we circle that. Number 4, he is waiting patiently outside. Is waiting is a verb phrase. Waiting is the main verb. And number 5, he has been sitting there for 15 minutes. Has been sitting is a verb phrase, and the main verb is sitting. Helping verbs. A verb phrase often includes a main verb and 1 or more helping verbs. Helping verbs come before the main verb. Sometimes another word comes between the helping verb and the main verb. Let's take a look at these sentences, and let's look for the helping verbs. Number 6, Chris has finished her shopping. Has is the helping verb, and finished is the main verb. Number 7, she had been looking for dog food. Had been are both helping verbs, and looking is the main verb. 8, Chris will now take Petey home. Will is the helping verb, and take is the main verb. This is grammar page 73. Let's take a look at these sentences. It says to underline the verb in each sentence. So I'm going to help you with a couple of them. Number 1, we moved here last week. Moved is the main verb. Number 2, I met a new friend today. Met is the main verb. And number 3, the librarian told me a story. Told is the main verb. So I want you to look for the main verbs for the rest of these sentences. For the bottom part of page 73, it says to rewrite each sentence, use a verb to complete each one. So you don't have to rewrite this sentence. Let's just take a look at number 8. She walks through the park. You could choose a different verb, like maybe she runs through the park, but it does have to make sense, okay? Don't forget to check that. Number 9, my school day begins at 8:30 a.m. You could also do something like my school day starts at 8:30 a.m. Number 10, the large dog belongs to the child. All right, so go ahead and complete 11, 12, 13, and 14. And then just make sure that the sentence makes sense and add a verb to complete the sentence. Grammar page 74. Underline the main verb, circle the helping verb. Number 1, Toby's pet fish was swimming in the tank. The helping verb is the word was, and swimming is the main verb. Number 2, they have not purchased the fishbowl yet. Have is the helping verb, and the main word is purchased. Okay, you go ahead and do 3 and 4, and then we will work on the bottom ones, the bottom part. This one you do need to rewrite the sentence so that you can see it all complete. You're going to use a helping verb and a form of the verb in the parentheses. So number 5, my dog, the word in parentheses is behave, inside the house. So the way that I changed it is I added helping verbs. Number 5, I wrote my dog will behave inside the house. Number 6, the word in parentheses is scare. A bear would scare me too. Number 7, the word in parentheses is publish. The newspaper did publish an article about the incident. All right, you go ahead and complete the rest of this page. Make sure it makes sense. This is a reference sheet about state of being verbs and helping verbs. I will include this on RunWeb so that you can print it if you need it, or you can just take a look at it. So the top part, those are state of being verbs. They can be helping or also linking verbs. So the words is, was, be, am, were, being, are, been. And then we have a list of helping verbs. So the helping verbs, remember, they come right before an action verb, and together they are called a verb phrase. So we have all these words here: is, am, are, was, were, have, has, had, be, being, been, do, does, did, shall, will, should, would, may, might, must, can, could. So these are just a couple of examples. Mary is happy today, so the linking verb is the word is. Mary was reading in her bedroom last night. Was is the helping verb, and the main verb is reading. So together they are called a verb phrase.